I don't know if you got plans or not. What's the matter with you?
Huh?
What's wrong with you?
I'm full.
You want to get all jacked up?
On Mountain Dew?
It's like Mountain Dew. Have you jumping around on Bimbley, throwing chips war medals off the bridge. So that's the car I want to fill with water right there. They're so easy to fuck with. So we're gonna roll up here and make sure that we still have bathrooms in the building. And if we don't, we gotta have them put 2 bathrooms back in the building real fast. And I gotta run over and pick up those sinks for the kitchen. I wasn't gonna bring any of that kitchen shit in, but we need the kitchen shit in there for the weekend.
I wonder if they'll be able to let you do that.
Who's gonna let me do what?
I wonder if you can do that right now. If it makes sense to put one in.
What?
The kitchen.
It doesn't make any fucking sense, but we don't have any choice. Has anything we ever done made sense? We just do it and figure out how to fucking take care of it. Don't tell me we can't do something. I'll show you we can.
No, that's not what I was saying.
I'm not talking about you, Colin. This isn't all about you, okay? You're gonna want to wash your little hands. You don't want to be dust bathing. We got you out of the jungle. You don't got to do that shit no more. You don't even have mites anymore, like chickens. That's why they dust bath. So I think we're gonna send this car. We're getting vinyl wrapped. I think this week they're gonna do the graphics.
What kind of graphics are you gonna put on it?
Flat black with some contrasting carbon fiber vinyl, a little bit of red trim. Probably put little combat cocks like on the front quarter bumpers, the rear. Mostly black though, mostly flat black. And then we're gonna do all the SUV vehicles. We're gonna do that too for different appearance. So we're gonna put a little bit of Cryptek in these subdued black patterns on some of them.
That's cool.
But and then I think this car's going to Tech Art. Does a lot of European vehicles. They're in Germany, but they have a division in the United States. And they will redo all of the interior trim. They'll go through and they hand stitch all of this shit in a red thread, much bigger red thread. So all the stitching will be red, and they'll do a little bit of performance stuff as well. And I think we're gonna send it to Texas and have it turboed.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we'll keep this one for, a while. And then the Cayman will do a little bit of shit too. That'll eventually probably just become a track car. It might remain somewhat street legal, but mostly track shit. So we gotta go in here, make sure the bathrooms are in. The smoker, they're picking the smoker up today. I think they're getting the smoker. It's coming in. And let's go in here and see what's up. I didn't come over yesterday.
Look at all this work.
Hey, we still got bathrooms together?
Got one? Yeah.
One in the middle. Alright, we need to make sure we keep that bathroom. Yeah. Through the weekend. We got toilets on the room still, or they all out?
Collection one US toilet still work?
Can we get 2 working toilets? Can we get 2 working men's and women's bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah, here's your women's. And this is your men's here, bud.
Cool. Yeah, as long as we gotta have them for Saturday. Past that, we can do whatever we gotta do.
Yeah, these here are fine.
Cool.
Oh, we got to back up for it.
Cool.
This is.
And if I bring in some big industrial stuff, guys, can you hook water lines to them? Do we know if this water lines work?
Well, the water's got off right now, Brian.
Oh, it broke over there at the top of that 90, remember?
I just need to be able to.
On the other side?
We'll sit them somewhere right next to the water line.
Oh, okay.
Smoker rotisserie thing. It's gonna be right out there bringing hundreds of pounds of meat and stuff. So.
Were you talking about, Josh? Well, those two.
Just a quick checkup as we came by on our way to the gym, making sure that things are going to be ready for John Willis's birthday party that we're going to throw the bonfire here.
Yeah.
But, yo.
Facebook on the other hand. So we're just in here, and I think we'd cut the camera off already, but dude said, we pulled this out. He said this vanity on the end, he said, do you want to keep these cabinets in the bathroom? I'm like, no, get rid of that shit. We want to put some, nice stuff in the bathrooms. And I said, when we opened that bottom drawer, there was like 40 pounds of mouse nest and shit in there anyways. He's like, yeah, when we pulled it out, there was a big, huge snake skin in there. And I was like, I don't like snakes. So I was telling the other dudes, I'm like, we got a bunch of snakes at the building. If you guys ever want to come see that shit, you know, they're in cages, and, you know, it's kind of like a little zoo. And he was talking about not liking snakes, and one thing led to the other, and it got me thinking, my boy James Rexroad, he had a bunch of snakes. Cool. You know, he liked snakes, and I had snakes. But it reminded me of this cat. So I used to drive 30 minutes every day to go to the gym out in Santee, and there was no freeway from Terrasana. We lived on the other side before the 52 freeway went through, and you have to drive a long way. So at the end of the street, it was cold. It was, you know, towards the winter. There's this big old cat laying in the road, dead. So me and Eddie, and I don't remember who else was with us, we got this cat, and it's kind of rigor mortis step. It's just this big old dead black tomcat. Big. So we drive over to James's place. He worked at a place called the Gun Shack. It's a little pawn shop, gun shop in Santee. So we get there 15, 20 minutes before he gets off work and just sit there and bullshit with everybody and just hang out till we go to the gym. So we took this cat and put it in the passenger seat of James's car. And it's like this. It's just like frozen. We put the seatbelt over it, and it's sitting there in James's Toyota. We're in there 15, 20 minutes. Time to go to the gym. We go out, get in the car, start to drive away. James gets in the car, but there's like no reaction. Like, what the fuck? Surely he sees that cat. It's half as big as he is. It's sitting there, seatbelted in his fucking car. Never says shit about it. We drive 10 minutes to the gym, get to the gym, and we're just like dying. We're like, what the fuck? We're just cracking up. Shit, James never says nothing about the cat. James comes in the gym. We watch him. He comes in the gym with us. We work out. Come out. James doesn't say shit about the cat. He's like, hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Fucking takes off, leaves. We go to drive home. Get about halfway home, we smell something burning. Like hair burning. Like, what the fuck is that? Can't figure it out. We drive the rest of the way home, get home, and the truck just fucking, I'm driving this little S10, it was Cody's mom's truck, as a matter of fact. Little S10 turquoise pickup truck. That motherfucker had somebody come and get the cat out of his truck, put it under our truck with some coat hangers, and coat hangered that thing to our drive shaft.
That's awesome.
He was so fucking smooth about it, like we never would have, we didn't have any clue. Got home, that cat's under there. So we get under there and uncoat hanger this cat, and the hair's all singed off the top of his back because it was on the bottom of the drive shaft. So the cat, now we got this big black dead 20-pound tomcat, rigor mortised up, half cooked, with a reverse mohawk down his back. So we take the cat, and it's cold outside, we take the cat, put it back in the truck. We take it back the next day, we put it in his truck. We pass that fucking cat back and forth 2 or 3 days doing that shit. And we can laugh about it to this day, man. But that dude, something that dude said about them snakes and you working at Park Rec and stuff in the past, getting in trouble over shit.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen my boy James Rexroad in a couple years. I lost con. He was working for Broco, last I heard, in San Diego doing mill contract shit. And if you happen to see this video or you know James Rexroad, tell him to reach out to us. I miss that fucker. And it's just fucking some of the crazy shit used to happen on a daily basis.
Story times.
Why don't you tell a story? I know you got something.
Me?
Yeah.
I have to think of mine off.
I have a video series.
Yeah,
like story time with John and Pablo.
Yeah.
Like, the cool thing is, like, we're talking 20 years ago, so like anything that would have happened, statute of limitations is up on all that shit.
Yeah.
So.
Mine only happened about a decade ago, whenever I was Park and Rec and stuff like that.
But you came from the streets, like from real from the streets. I mean, that's like why I like rap music, because I came from the streets.
You got street creds.
Suburban middle class, fucking San Diego. They brought black kids to our school. No, we actually had military housing. When I was in 4th and 5th grade, they bused us. They would bring kids from the ghetto to our school, and they would take kids from our school to the ghetto. And like ghetto San Diego, like places like nowadays you don't go there. Like, but they took us to this place called Kennedy Learning Center, and none of us, like, we're little kids, you know, get on a bus, and every Thursday we go to Kennedy Learning Center, and it's a school, and there was some structure to the school, but the majority of it was in like bungalow wooden work trailers, and it was a science center was what they specialized in. And I remember there was 3 main science teachers. There was Dr. Johnson, there was Dr. Kennedy, and there was another one. And all these dudes were into reptiles, and I was into reptiles. And they had big, like fucking 16-foot, you know, Burmese python, fucking 14-foot reticulated pythons. That was the coolest shit in the world going over there. Like, that put me on a path, you know, to some of the stuff I do today, because back then in the 4th grade, they were busing us out to this fucking, you know, shitty ghetto school. And one of those teachers from there, later, while I'm in high school, there was an elementary school that I went to at the end of the street from where I grew up, and my mom still lives there in Tirisana. And one of those teachers left that school and came to work at the school that I went to school at, and my kids later had those teachers that I had in 5th grade. They were then some of my kids' teachers, or in classes next to them, and they had reptiles. So later on, you know, when I'm 18, 19 years old, whatever, I'd go in and set up, bring animals in, and do lectures for the 5th and 4th graders about reptiles. So it just kind of went full circle. It's just kind of, you know, cool, small world. You never know. And I guess that's just kind of the point. Like, when you're young, if you want everything right then, you got to have it right then. And you can't wait. You know, you don't have time for nothing, and you know everything. But it all goes full circle, and what you do early on in life very well could possibly affect you 20, fucking 30, 40 years later. It's just, you don't know, man. The world is so small. And when we thought the world was small when we were growing up, we used to have to stop. I had a beeper, like 619-998-8512. That was my page. I don't know why I remember that number. That was my pager number when I started the business. And anytime somebody just talks shit, it's funny, because dudes are like, SOE, they got a D- rating on the Better Business Bureau. Funny thing is, the Better Business Bureau, whenever they post that link, has that 619 number.
Yeah.
That hasn't been active since, you know, 91, 92 or whatever. And pagers, like, it doesn't even exist anymore. And they have an address for a building we haven't occupied for 15 years. But like the world is just small. Like, we'd have to get a page, stop on a payphone, call somebody. Now everything's instantaneous. Like watching, you know, news or any of the shit. We were driving back from dinner last night, and Colin was showing me a map of the United States where they're actively having protests, you know, over the Ferguson thing. And then before, and while instant media and instant contact like that can be good, it can also be detrimental. You know, it can go both ways. And that's just it, man. Fucking, the world's a small place. What you do now might directly affect you later in your life. You never know that person you're being a shithead to today. You might go get a job someplace, or try to get a job someplace, and that motherfucker's your boss.
True statement.
Or vice versa. You do not know.
Justin used to tell me that when I was doing shows. Justin would say,
Justin Swinney.
Yep, Justin would give me, he said, take extra of everything you use backstage. And I was like, more than you're going to use. And I was like, why? He's like, because someone might forget. They might need some. And I was like, oh, okay. And
He's like, I'm here to win. I ain't here to help them.
And he said, you never know. He's like, that same dude. He's like, you'd be surprised just how small the bodybuilding world is. He was like, you'll meet people from, like, and I did at shows. I'd meet people from California to Florida. Like, I mean, people travel so far to be able to do shows. And he said, you know, you're going to meet people there, and it's like, if you can help someone that's he said, you know what kind of hard work goes into it, you know how this feels, and blah blah blah. He was like, you might make a real friend just by being able to give them that extra something they need. And it never failed. Every show that I brought something extra, which I did, I was able to help someone, even if it was something small. In the world of bodybuilding, right before a show, it's the little things really add up, and
that's cool. Like,
that's one of the lessons. Like, when you say Justin, that, it really brings my.
Like, I've met Justin several times, and he's always been very, very good. And not knowing me at all, and Justin being, you know, big in the industry that he's in, like, it was cool. Justin took the time and, you know, talked. He sat down like we were fucking friends, and that just makes it even cooler. But that's true. I mean, look how many since you're working at SOE and dealing with military and law enforcement related people, you've met several people at the shop who knew Justin from fucking states over.
Yep.
Fucking, it's a small world, man. It really is.